Welcome
Hello.
to Date Night Dialogues with Tag.
And Paige.
So what are we doing here tonight, love?
So tonight we are at Lake Loch Lomond.
Or Loch Lomond Lake, or Loch Lomond.
In Bella Vista,
a lake
Arkansas.
in Bella Vista.
We have never, I didn't even know this lake was here. And
it's like 20 minutes from our house.
it's super cool. It is so pretty. And they have a restaurant right on the lake, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So we took pictures.
Great photo op places and
it
things.
was just really, really fun.
Watch the
It's
sun
just
go
so
down.
pretty.
We eat.
What's the date today? September 28th.
8th or
Yesterday was Briggs's birthday.
Oh yeah, no,
right?
Today's Saturday. Yeah, yep, 28th.
Was yesterday Briggs? Okay, so yeah, yesterday was Briggs's birthday, and
22 years old. Happy birthday, Briggs. Love you, dude.
And yeah, so we're having a fun date night tonight. So I had an idea for our date night dialogues, and I brought some notebooks, and during dinner, I said, let's each think of 3 questions to ask the other person. And so we're going to ask each other.
And we have no idea what questions. Like, we didn't talk about what type of questions.
I have no idea what he is going to ask me, and
funny,
he has no
serious,
clue what I'm going to ask
whatever. And so our questions might be along the same line. They might be totally different. But I have 3 questions to ask to Paige, and Paige has 3 questions to ask to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea what's coming.
I'm so nervous.
Me
no,
too.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I might be like, oh my goodness.
And the thing is,
why did I ever do
if
this?
And we're doing this live, so we might think about a better answer later.
Yeah.
But it's too late, because
but
this is
whatever
the first thing
we
that comes
say
into our
is
mind.
what we say. So, well, do you want to ask me a question first, or do you want me to ask you first?
Are we going to go alternate?
Yeah, we're going to alternate.
Okay, so why don't you ask me your question first?
Okay, here we go. Okay, my first question is, what is your biggest blunder?
My biggest blunder. Well, I can think of a lot of them. Can I do 2?
Maybe, it depends how long they are.
Well, one has been a thorn in my side for years.
Uh-oh.
And
What?
I don't know how. I mean, I think about it every once in a while, but I just remember one time we were at our house and we had some swings on the back of our patio in Phoenix. And I was pushing Briggs on the swing, and he fell out and he bonked his head on the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wonder if that's why the way he is, and if it's my fault.
That's so sad. I know, I remember that, and I felt horrible. It was so painful, because his little face just swelled up, and I don't know. I feel bad about that too.
Remember how, when he was little, when he got hurt, he wouldn't cry.
Yeah.
He just held it in. He would just tough it out,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't cry. But, I've always wondered if it's my fault.
Yeah. I don't think it's your fault at all, but I felt a little guilt from that too. Just kind of is there something we should have done better? Or, I don't know, it was really sad. Super sad, because it was kind of right when everything was going on with him, and it's this too. So
My other one is when we were I started to travel a lot, and we had the whole castle thing going on, and Briggs was going downhill, and we were living in Phoenix. We're trying to figure out what are we going to do. We were kind of stressing out with what to do in our life and how to keep Briggs healthy and whatever. And I feel like I kind of forced our move to Bull River. It wasn't really the right thing to do, but I kind of made it happen. And then I was and then I was working in Denver, but then I started to travel internationally, and living so close to other family, it just kind of put a lot of strain on our family. I felt pulled in a lot of directions, and it might have been better to live a little bit farther away. still close enough to get together, but to force us to kind of move to Bull River, I kind of felt like it damaged relationships a little bit, so I kind of felt bad about that.
Well, I don't think you should feel bad about it, because I wanted to also, like,
Well, I think we wanted to move to Utah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I really. It was one of those things where it's kind of like the Martin Harris story. Like, I prayed about moving there, and I didn't really get an answer, or the answer was, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't really the answer I wanted. So I prayed about it again, and I didn't really get the answer that I wanted. And I kept praying about it until finally the Lord's like, okay, if that's what you really want, go ahead and do it. And I was like, okay, great, I got my answer. And then we moved there.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of should have listened to the first one.
Well, I think one of the things that made it so hard is the fact that you were gone a lot. Like, you would be gone at least a month at a time.
Yeah, like 3 weeks
out
at a time.
Out of the country. And I
I
had four
days
tiny kids. Like, Piper was a newborn when we moved there. And then I got pregnant with Sarger. And so we had Sarger right before we moved. So I had a newborn Piper, and then went through the whole pregnancy with Sarger. And you were traveling so much, and it was really hard. And Briggs was losing it. He was
running off,
turning autistic, running away,
getting lost.
It was so stressful. And so when you came home,
when I came home,
desperate for you to be home.
Yeah, when I came home, my family would want to get together, and you would want to just like have some alone time to recover. And
I just wanted to be with you.
And I think that, if I would have listened to it, I think we could have lived a little farther away, still got together, and not a lot, but maybe not felt so much pressure to get together. And so anyway, those are the two big blunders that I thought of first when you asked that question. All right, should I go next?
Yeah.
All right, and it's getting dark here. All right, what's one way your childhood was better and one way it was worse than the childhood of your children?
Gosh. It's hard to say that it was better than my kids. I feel like, I just feel like it's a lot alike. My childhood, I don't think it was better.
Okay.
I don't know. I seriously can't think of anything. I mean, I had dedicated parents, stay-at-home mom. I always had everything I needed.
What about just the environment that you lived in, or fun things that you used to do that our kids don't really do, or like
I don't know.
Your high school
Seriously,
experience compared to our kids' high school experience? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think I dated a lot more than our kids seem to do, or kids in general seem to do these days. But man, I feel like I don't know, I feel like we've given them everything we possibly could. I don't know.
So what's one way that your
kids are better?
That our children's childhood is better than yours?
Well, I think they had tons of animals. Like we had that, farm in Texas, and I didn't have very many pets growing up. So that's fun, but we've done
like the donkey,
we've
the
given
goats,
them
the chickens, the ducks.
Yeah, we've given them so many experiences as a family. That's just a huge blessing, because I love to do things and go places and
travel.
That wasn't something we did with my family, and so it's been so much fun to be able to do that with our kids, take them places and experience new things and try different things. So that's one thing I'm really grateful for.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So my
question
second
number 2.
My second question.
This is kind of fun. Oh, you got that face. I'm worried about this question here.
What do you like about me?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. We're gonna run out of battery on your phone.
Oh gosh.
I gotta do. All right. Well, what do I like about you? There's a lot that I like about you. I think you're a really fun person. You like to laugh, and you're creative, and you think of fun things to do, plan fun vacations. Family time is really important to you, so you really make a high priority about things like family dinner, family home evening, family vacations, taking pictures and making them into videos and recording. Like we're doing this date night dialogue, for crying out loud. You're really beautiful, and like I'm proud to have you on my arm when I'm walking around in public, and
Aww.
I think you look great.
That was just a fishing for compliments question. Ooh, maybe he'll say some fun stuff.
Date night is really important to you, and so we've had a lot of. I don't know if I would have had been proactive enough. The dedication, or
I'm super dedicated to our dates.
Like just to insist that we go on a date night every week. I probably would have let it slide more often than you do, and I'm glad that we did it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's so important to me.
It's been such a great investment. It's one of my. I think it's like one of our top 3 keys to our success of our marriage. You know.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And
I know when if we have to skip for one reason or another, I just like get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm desperate here. We've got to go out, get away, have some time to ourselves. Go out to eat. Okay, what's the next question?
All right, you ready? Number 2. All right. Picture this: your husband is dead, and you're an old widow. What happy memories do you think about when you're all alone?
No, you're fishing for compliments for me. Oh man, the good news is when I'll be able to hear your voice when I listen to date night dialogues, so that's fun, and a lot of your wisdom, so that's cool. I will have so many good memories. I really do feel like the luckiest woman in the world.
So what memories do you think about?
Well, I can't tell you specific memories, but like I could go on all night. Like I remember this and I remember that.
If you ask me like blunders or what I like about you, got to think of something.
Well,
what do you think? What's a happy memory that goes through your mind? You think, oh yeah, those are good times.
It's okay. I can't say one thing because there's too many, seriously. But I can say like something that I really appreciate you is that you support me in my crazy ideas. I think a lot of guys don't. So when I come up with some idea that I think would be really fun, you oftentimes will totally go along with it, and it's amazing. And so because of that, like we've had a whole lot of fun, and I mean, I don't know. I've been really spoiled. I know that. I've been super spoiled. I've always known, like our whole marriage, I've always known that that you love me. Even when I'm a big jerk, or when I'm a total brat, or,
when we get in a big fight.
Being, just not fun to be around. But I always know that that you still love me, and you're willing to put up with, those hard moments. And we always have time when we tell each other that we love each other, and, we hold each other, and that we know that it's going to be okay, and that we forgive each other.
Yeah.
So that's
one thing I will remember.
That's one thing I will be really, really grateful for.
Like if I was alone, I would remember like holding you in my arms when we're in bed, and just as we're kind of drifting off to sleep, we're just talking about something and giving each other little head rubs or whatever, Like if I'm ever far away for long periods of time, that's what I would think about. So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Question number 3 from you to me.
Okay. Question number 3. What has been the biggest surprise of your life?
I would say, I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened in my life that I kind of are great or have not been great, but they're kind of what I expected. Do you know what I mean? So I can't say that they're a surprise. The first thing that comes to my mind is how much I've liked living in Texas and Arkansas. Like, I always thought that we would kind of live around Arizona, Utah, Idaho. I didn't ever think we'd live in California, but kind of in the western, Intermountain West.
Yeah.
Or that if we lived somewhere like on the East Coast or something, that I might be I wouldn't really like it. But we moved to Texas, and then we moved to Arkansas, and I was kind of just surprised at how much I love living here.
Yeah.
And how much I loved living in Texas too. Both of those places were just really fulfilling places to live.
I know.
And it's
I've
kind of
loved
hard.
it too.
It is hard being so far away from family because flights aren't cheap, and the drive is long, so we really don't get together as often as I would like to. But that's kind of unfortunate. But just living there while we're there has just been so fun. I love living in a place where members of the church are in the minority, but yet it's a conservative Christian place with a good economy, good politics, not very liberal or high taxes, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it
we've
feels
had a great
safe,
yard.
like you're surrounded by good people.
Like, honestly, I feel like we never have to lock our doors or lock our house or anything, and we'd probably be fine. We just do it just out of habit. But anyway, that's what I thought of. But
cool.
I'm just surprised
I'm
at how much I've
surprised
liked.
too. I never pictured
living here, and if we did, I thought it would be kind
never
of
would have
miserable
thought
or
of that.
something.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it here.
I'm sure that when we record this and we start watching it, I'll think of other better answers I could have said. But that's what came to my mind, right?
That's okay. All right, last question.
Okay, last question from me to you. All right, picture this. Tomorrow, you're on your deathbed.
Oh my gosh.
You have your husband and all of your children around you. What do you say to them before you die?
This is so serious. Oh my gosh.
You've got an hour to live.
Okay,
or something. What do you say before you lose your faculties?
I guarantee I will be crying. I don't know that I want to break into tears right now.
Well, all right. So when you're done crying, what are you going to say?
Oh my gosh, love. I seriously don't know if I could say it without crying. I don't have tissues. Okay. I would be bawling my eyes out. Because if I'm saying the last thing I'm going to say.
This is the last thing your kids are going to hear from your lips. What do you say?
Well, first of all, I would say, oh my gosh, love. I would say to you, just thank you for everything. It's been the greatest, and you know that I love you and I can't wait to be together again, and you know how I feel.
Yeah.
And then to Quincy, I would just tell her how much. Whoa, what was that? Was that a falling star?
I don't know.
Well, that was cool.
It looked like a falling star, but
it was going so slow.
Yeah, I mean, it was too high to be a firework or something.
Okay, so to Quincy, I would say, baby, I am so proud of you. It's not fair because I have to cry now. She's just one of the neatest people I've ever met, and I'm just so happy that... Oh my gosh, love. That is so cruel for you to do this to
So
me.
you'd say that to Quincy? Are you going to go through one at a time of the kids, or?
Well, I should. Do I have to say it all as
Well,
a
I don't
group?
know. Would you say anything different to
I would say
the other
everything
kids?
different to everybody, yeah.
Okay, so what would you say to Briggs?
Well, I wouldn't be done with Quincy just yet, but oh my gosh. I would just tell her how much I love her and that she's one of my very best friends, and I just feel like the luckiest mom on earth to be her mother. And yeah, and then to Briggs, I would tell him that he's one of my heroes. Like, what he's done in his life has been so hard, and I just pray that I've been the kind of mom that he deserves.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's the most perfect person in our family, and I don't think I've been a perfect mom. I've tried, but for sure I've tried.
But you hope that you've been
But I
good
hope
enough.
that I've been good enough, and I hope that someday, I can't wait for the day when I see him without autism, and I know it's going to happen, and it's going to be like the coolest thing ever.
And have a conversation with him and ask him all about his life.
Yeah.
So that's what you'd say. You can't wait to see you like that. You'd tell him that. Okay.
And just tell him how proud I am of him, and just so grateful that he has been willing to go through all this. Because it's been a blessing to our family, even though it's been hard on him. And then to Boston, I would just tell him, and I've said this to him before, that he is like the son I dreamed of. He's got a lot going for him, and he's very smart. In my eyes, he's drop dead gorgeous, and I just adore him and love him, and I'm just very proud of him. It's not, I think of all of our kids, he's kind of a lot like me.
Yeah.
In that
I think he's
kind of stubborn.
I think he's the person in our family most like you.
And so I do understand him, but so hopefully hopefully he has my determination, because kind of have a lot. So that will help him go far in life. But I love him so much, and I'm just so proud of him. And I know that it's hard for him to take advice from the parents, and I was the same way. I was just ready to be on my own and start making decisions on my own. But I know that he will, he'll do great, and I'm just super proud of him. And for Piper, I just would tell her that I simply adore her. She is the sweetest person I've ever known. She was born into this world a little sweet girl, and I'm so lucky to have her. Especially, both of my girls have been such good girls, and just people that I can look up to, and that I want to be like them. And I know Piper is going to make the sweetest mom, and she's going to be such a fun mom and such a good mom. And I just love her dearly, and she is one of my best friends as well. So I just feel really blessed to have the two girls that I have, because they've always been kind to me, and that goes a long way, because not everyone can say that, but they've always been really kind to me, and I'm just so grateful. So I just adore Piper. And then there's Sarger, who is and will always be my baby. He is my baby, and he's 14 years old, and he is still the apple of my eye. He lets me kiss his cheeks every single day, and I have kissed them.
But what are you actually telling him instead of just describing him? This is what you'd actually tell him. You
I'd
are
say,
my
"Listen,
baby.
honey,
You let me kiss your cheeks.
Yes.
Okay.
He has let me kiss his cheeks every day his entire life unless I'm out of town. Seriously, every day. And so he is my most thoughtful son. He is sensitive to my feelings, and I really appreciate it, because if he sees that I'm upset, he'll
do something.
He'll come hug me. He'll say something to me. And I appreciate it so much. And he and I are very, very close. You know, I hope it stays that way. He's 14 years old, but he still lets me hug him, and he'll hug me back. And he says he loves me every morning when I drop him off at the bus. I say, "Love you, sweetie," and he's like, "Love you too." And so I'm just grateful that he is, you know, the baby in the family, because I couldn't ask for more. And so each and every one of our kids, like, have been just amazing. And I just feel like we're so blessed to have them. And so, yeah, those are the things I'd say. I'd probably get a lot more cheesy with you, but I didn't want to really act like I was dying right now. It's kind of sad. But
okay, good.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'd say.
All right, so we both had kind of pretty deep questions.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, what's your favorite?
Yours were really deep. Deathbed kind of stuff. But it was fun. So we'll probably wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap it up. So that was fun. It's getting dark here,
Yeah.
so we should probably head back to the car. Looking off the balcony of this restaurant over this Loch, what was it? What's the name of this lake?
Loch Lomond.
Loch Lomond in Bella Vista. So if you guys ever want to retrace your steps, you can come out here and go to this this Lake Point restaurant. But
thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed Date Night Dialogues. Everyone have a good night.
Good night. Bye.